It's a new month, and while the ground may be thawing where you are, my losers this week are still frozen in their own idiocy. First up this week is a quite literal loser, thanks to the voters in Chicago, Lori Beetlejuice Lightfoot. No candidate in Chicago's mayoral race was able to reach that 50% threshold, so the race will head to a runoff. But as for Lori, she will not be racing towards anything because she has lost her re-election bid, and by a lot. 84% of Chicago voters decided they've finally had enough of crime, drive-bys, homelessness, and Lori Lightfoot. When she was elected as Chicago's first black lesbian mayor, it was touted as a historic accomplishment. So in that same spirit, shouldn't we also acknowledge her historic loss? She was the first mayor of Chicago to lose re-election in 40 years, and I guess that also makes her the first black lesbian mayor to lose in 40 years as well. We want to throw in that woke standard just for good measure. That's how this whole thing works, right? Got to add in race, gender, and sexual preference into everything to be politically correct and sensitive, so you're welcome. I feel so progressive now. Oh, but care to guess why Lori Lightfoot says she lost? Oh yeah, there it is. So wait, Lori, you were elected on your merits, but not re-elected because Chicago's apparently now full of racist, sexist, homophobes. Oh, and crime, lawlessness, and homelessness, but I'm sure those things had absolutely nothing to do with your loss, Beetlejuice. Get out of here. But let's keep with this diversity Olympics theme and move on to loser 2 this week, United Airlines. You know, just in case you didn't get the point from the giant gay koala on the side of the aircraft, United Airlines wants you to know that plane flew from San Francisco to Sydney with an all LGBTQ plus crew. You know, I bet the passengers felt so much better about themselves. Usually when I board a plane, I just hope and pray my pilot and my flight crew ranks high on the diversity index, don't you? Like, damn, I really hope this pilot is a black lesbian refugee because that's what I want to be sure of when I'm putting my life in their hands, that they're diverse. This is such a woke joke. I don't really care what color my flight crew is or who they sleep with. I kind of just want them to be able to take off and land without killing me. But I guess that's not very progressive or sensitive of me. Darn it. Oh well. But speaking of putting your life and your country in qualified hands, here is your president and commander-in-chief with an important lesson about hospitals, I think.
Studies show further that the more likely you are to pass or have serious injury, the further you are from access to a hospital. And I had a nurse named Pearl Nelson, military. She'd come in and do things that I don't think you learn in medical school, nursing school. She'd whisper in my ear. I couldn't understand them. She'd whisper, she'd lean down. She'd actually breathe on me to make sure that there was a connection, a human connection.
So apparently someone leaned down and breathed on Joe to make sure he was alive. And, well, I mean, there it is, guys. He has access to the nuclear codes, but I'm sure it'll all be fine as long as he identifies as a gay koala. Did I do that right, United Airlines? Shucks, y'all, what can I say? Those are your losers of the week, and they are all diverse. A black lesbian, an LGBTQ plus flight crew, and a disabled old white man. So I guess today, I'm woke. There are a lot of perks and privileges to being an illegal immigrant these days. Not only will you get a free pass into this country, unmasked, unvaxxed, and under false asylum pretenses, you'll get to stay and live a perverted version of the American dream others waited for, paid for, or even died in the pursuit of. But that's not all. You get free bus and plane tickets, usually to the destination of your choice at the expense of the American taxpayer. Oh, and then there's the 4-star hotel accommodations plus room service they'll provide for you in New York City. You'll also get medical care, education, food, and other basic necessities, and then some that tens of thousands of homeless veterans aren't afforded. But wait, there is still more. Thanks to Democrats who want your support, you'll also be afforded the privilege of voting in local D.C. elections, though you have not earned that right, and though you've quite literally broken the law to be even in the physical vicinity of being able to cast, or I guess now even mail in, your vote. The city council passed it and Congress failed to step in and stop it, so here we are. Generations of Americans fought and died for the right to vote, but if you're an illegal, a non-citizen, a foreign diplomat even, you don't have to do any of those things. You just got to park your happy illegal ass in D.C. for 30 days and meet the age requirement, and voila, you're a voter. You know, Democrats say this is in line with our values as a country, but I'm not sure when breaking immigration law became one of our American values. You know, maybe, I guess, January of 2021 when Biden took office. Yeah, I suppose. This is infuriating and will only entice more illegals to cross our border, as if it could get any worse. You know, how many people live in crap hole countries again? What do we think, like 100 million plus? Well, I'm sure they're en route. But folks, this is all part of the plan. The open border is no mistake. It's not an error or a crisis for Democrats. It's an opportunity. They see these people as Democrat-dependent voters, and that's why they're packing in as many as they can right now. They've already changed the law in D.C., and it's just the pilot program for what they're going to pull next. Illegals will be voting in this country in the next 5 years. I can almost guarantee it. Between the rhinos who will grant amnesty and the Democrats who've been chipping away at this for years now, it'll be here before you know it. And I wish I could tell you a strong Republican president could stop it, but think about it. They were able to forever change our elections with the COVID excuse, and they won't stop there. They know what they can get away with, and by God, they're going to do it. We're sending billions to Ukraine. Illegals are now able to vote in D.C. China sent a spy balloon over our country. Our border is wide freaking open. You know, might as well just put our country on the auction block for the taking at this point, and I hope the highest bidder is friendly.